Um, this section of chapter 14 is given the heading Jesus Comforts His Disciples, which is rather funny, ironically entitled, since you can see down here by Thomas and Philip's reaction, the things he's saying is not really a comfort at all. He's basically, to them, he's speaking in riddles. They don't understand what he's saying. Thomas doesn't understand. Philip doesn't understand. And then Judas, not Judas Iscariot, but another one, says he doesn't understand. All we have is John writing everything down that Jesus said, but it all is pretty cryptic, to be honest. So let's look. Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In Greek it says, not let be troubled of you the heart. You believe in God, also in me believe. No shenanigans there. My Father's house has many rooms. If that were not so, would I have told you that I am going there to prepare a place for you? In the house of the Father of me, mansions many there are. If now not, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? Seems pretty much the same. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you also may be where I am. And if I go and prepare a place for you, again I am coming and will receive you to myself, that where am I also you may be. You know the way to the place where I am going, and to the place I am going you know the way. Okay, so that's what he said. Um, it's not true, uh, literally, because Thomas said to him, Lord, we don't know where you are going, so how can we know the way? Says to him Thomas, Lord, not we know where you are going, how can we the way know? So Jesus answered, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Says to him Jesus, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father if not by me. Whoops. If you really know me, you will know my Father as well. From now on, you do know him and have seen him. If you had known me also, the Father of me you would have known. From now, you know him and have seen him. So he says he's the way, the truth, and the light. And if you have, and now, and from now, you know the Father and you have seen him. Okay, at this point, Jesus has described himself saying, I am the gate in chapter 10. Uh, that is the way. Then in John 8, I felt like it was a riddle whose answer was fire, and that would be the light. And now we are in John 14, and I think that the riddle, uh, it's a riddle about riddles in general. Um, so here, the riddle, the structure of a riddle, it has some kind of um, question, and then it has an answer, and that would be described as the truth. So at this point, when Jesus answers, I am the way and the truth and the life, and from now on, do you know him and have seen him, is because now we have seen the the way riddle, which was about the gate. Uh, oh shoot, it says the life here. We need another one. Okay, so in John 6:35, Jesus says he's the bread of life, and basically he says he is flesh. So I have the way, the truth, the light, and the life in John 6, 8, 10, and 14. I feel like it's every even chapter. I wonder if 12 has something in it. To some extent, this part of John 12 reminds me of being buried under the earth, having your eyes blinded, hardening your hearts. Well, that's death almost. Um, so burying someone under the earth would do this to them, but yet bring about new life at the end because as they turn into the roots of other plants, as they feed the roots of other plants. John 12:24 also somewhat glorifies the earth because it's not about the kernel of wheat, um, but the ground, which allows that kernel of wheat to die and produce many seeds. The seeds who touch the ground lose, or who come down to the ground, break open and turn into a new tree. The, tr the seeds that don't find any root remain seeds and may stay that way eternally. Anyone who serves the earth must follow the earth, and where I am, the servant will also be. My Father will honor the one who serves me. Anyone who serves the earth must, well, eventually probably be buried in the earth, and where the earth is, the servant will also be. My Father will honor the ones who serves me, and I kind of think this is like, okay, the heavens are uh, the father of the earth, are the heavens, or God is the father of the earth. So I don't know if it was important to put that in there at this time, but I felt like with 8, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, I felt like there's just this pattern of every 2 chapters there was something. Anyway, this as far as this goes, as I am the way and the truth and the life, no one comes to the Father except through me. If you really know me, you will know my Father as well. And now, from now on, you know him and have seen him. So from now on, we will know him and see him because we have already seen him as the flesh, the life in John 6. We saw him as the gate, which is the way in John 10, and we saw him as, and now from now on, we have John 14, we're seeing him as the truth in the form of riddles. He's describing riddles. And Philip says, Lord, show us the Father, and that will be enough for us. Jesus answered, Don't you know me, Philip, even after I have been among you such a long time? Anyone who has seen me has seen the Father. Says to him Philip, Lord, show us the Father, and it is enough for us. Says to him Jesus, So long a time with you am I, and not you have known me, Philip? The one having seen me has seen the Father. How you say, Show us the Father. So, in each of these riddles, we had sort of an answer and a father to the answer. The way, it was the gate and the gatemaker. The Son was the gate, the Father was the gatemaker. For the light, the fire was the sun, and either the fuel or and or the fire would have been the Father. Um, for the life, flesh is the father of flesh. And then for John 12, I thought maybe earth was the son of the heavens, but also and in a sentence structure, and is the son of both, uh, which is Kai and Kai. Um, so what can we do with this one? Okay, riddles. The answer is the answer the father of the question, or is the question the father of the answer? I think the question is the father of the answer. So basically, don't you know me, Philip? Don't you know the answer, Philip? Even after I have been among you such a long time, anyone who has seen the answer has seen the question. How can you say, show us the question? Don't you believe that the answer is in the question and that the question is in the answer? The riddles I say to you, I do not speak on my own authority. Rather, it is the riddle living in me who is doing the work of riddling. Believe me when I say that the answer is in the riddle and the riddle is in the answer, or at least on believe on the evidence of the works themselves. So I'm trying to look through some ideas. The axiom is a self-evident, undemonstrable, theoretical, and general proposition to which everyone who apprehends its meaning must assent. And when it says must assent, it just means basically if you want to follow the argument, if you want to understand an argument, um, then at some point you start with, at the beginning, you assent to the claims of that argument. So, for instance, believe on the evidence of the works themselves. When Jesus says, I am the gate, he says, very truly, I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. It's quite clear that anybody who says this is not a literal gate. But in order to understand the riddle, you have to kind of give, what's it called? Poetic license, the freedom to depart from the facts of the matter or from the conventional rules of language when speaking or writing in order to create an effect. So believe me when I say that I am in the Father and the Father is in me, or at least give me the poetic license to believe on the evidence of the works themselves. Very truly I tell you that whoever believes in me will do the works that I have been doing, and they will do even greater works than these, because I am going to the Father. So, very truly I tell you, whoever believes in me in the answers to riddles will do the works that I have been doing, kind of finding poetic licenses to make statements that are true in some way, but not true in many other ways. They will do even greater things than these. They will stretch. Um, I'm thinking about time when I was in church and trying to get along with the church group, and when I would make my statements of faith in such a way, um, things like I believe Jesus lives inside my heart or lives in my heart or something like that. And by that, I would mean I believe Jesus, I believe in my heart that Jesus, I would not believe in my heart that Jesus lived, but I would believe that there was a little part of me that was so in tune with the desires of Jesus, even though I didn't really believe in any miraculous events that he had done. Uh, I I greatly appreciated at least the teachings that he had in the other gospels. Anyway, a lot of churches require you to make statements of faith, and so, for instance, I could never join a Catholic church that required you to state, I guess it was called the Nicene Creed. In particular, the issue with that they claimed that Jesus was God, which I don't think, for one thing, it wasn't, there's no evidence in the Bible that suggests that Jesus is God, or at least not in Matthew, Mark, and Luke, the parts of it that I actually believed. There were parts of the Bible, or there were things that could promote that idea in John's Gospel, though. However, John's Gospel doesn't contain any of the uh, good teachings of Jesus, and so I didn't like to be in any situation where I was required to sort of perjure myself, even though it really didn't matter uh, to, even though I didn't really think, I wasn't even sure there is a God, but I believe in truth, and I don't want to go into a group of people who are all saying something that they're required to say, and if they don't say it, they'll be kicked out. However, I was willing to um, kind of say some words in such a way that would sound like I meant one thing and was I actually did not mean that thing that I sounded like I was saying. I would use misplaced modifiers and different things. So, um, in a way, this is where I came. This is an area where I kind of came into understanding what John's Gospel was about, to realize that probably there are a lot of people like me who are very careful with what they say to make it sound like they mean one thing when they actually mean another, just so they can stay, in the group with the other Christians. This next bit, I think, is where Jesus gives John permission to do what he's doing. I will do whatever you ask in my name, so that the Father may be glorified in the Son. You may ask me for anything in my name, and I will do it. And remember that the name we're talking about here is Son of the Father. And that is Barabbas. So, in other words, anything you turn into a Son of the Father riddle, well, the Son of the Father riddle will do for you. I will do whatever you ask in the name of Barabbas, so that the Father may be glorified in the Son of the Father. You may ask for anything in the name of Barabbas, and I will do it.